In today's video, I'm gonna share with you the 10 things that I'm going to do as I'm about to hop on a plane and fly for 17 hours to Asia. Hi friend, my name is Sarah and welcome back to my channel. Being in a plane for 17 hours does not sound like fun at all, but if I want to make my way to China, I have to survive the long flight. If you click on this video, I'm gonna assume that you also have a long flight to Asia in the near future. So I have 10 tips that I want to share with you in today's video for you, but also for myself. The first tip that I have for you is to upgrade your seats if you can. I actually used my points to book my flight, which is going to be the longest flight I've ever taken from LA to Singapore. I did book a premium economy seat because the points that are needed between economy and premium economy is not that much of a difference, and I do have enough points, so I decided to book premium economy. However, I am going to try to see if I can upgrade my seat to business, because 17 hours flight in a business class seat would be so much more convenient. I did read a lot of Reddits and forums to kind of figure out how much it would be to upgrade from premium economy into business class on a Singapore Airlines flight, and a lot of people are saying at least $1,000 a person. So I asked Ricky if that would be worth it, but he's not really sure if we want to spend an extra $2,000 or even more, but we shall see. I'm not even sure if we could, because I know sometimes these flights would be booked out or whatever it may be, but I'm gonna try and see if we could, just to also see how much it would be. I think for Singapore Airlines, you can check in 48 hours before your flight instead of 24 hours. So I'm gonna check at that time to see if there's anything open or available, and of course how much. And if worst comes to worst, on the day off when we are checking in at the airport, I'm also gonna ask if there's a way to upgrade to business. The second tip that I have for you, but also something that I would do, is to arrive early to check in and to drop off my luggage. And also make sure to weigh your luggage before you drop it off, because I just hate it. Hate is a strong word, but I do not like it if I have to open my luggage in front of everybody at the airport and have to rearrange my stuff so I can distribute the weight. I would just rather weigh my luggage before I get into the airport. I have this really nifty luggage scale that I feel like everybody probably has, and it doesn't really take a lot of space, but it's really helpful. Make sure to arrive at least 3 hours before your departure time, especially if you are leaving from one of the busy airports in your city. I am leaving from LAX, and if you have been there, they are super busy, super crowded. I'm not sure if there are any other airports in the US that are busier than LAX. There probably are. Let me know in the comment below, which airport do you think is busier than LAX in the US. But anyways, it's always super helpful to just arrive early so you can check in, drop off your luggage, have your passport and visa checked out, and then you can head over to security and maybe go to a lounge while you wait for your departure time. Okay, the third tip that I have is to just check your luggage in and take only the essentials with you. If you do not notice, me and Ricky usually are carry-on only travelers. We usually do not check in our luggage, especially if we are flying to our trip or to our vacation. Honestly, I'm just too afraid that the airline might leave my luggage behind and I have nothing else to wear after I land. But I'm going to surrender my luggage to Singapore Airlines and hoping that they will be able to fly my luggage all the way to Beijing from LA. They are actually pretty good though, so I have faith and I'm pretty confident that my luggage will make it to Beijing. If you're wondering, I am going to only carry on a backpack and a personal bag with me, and I do have 2 pack with me videos that I will link somewhere up here if you want to check it out. The fourth tip that I have for you is to wear comfortable clothes, loungewear that would still look decent. I don't know if I would go as far as pajamas, because I wouldn't, but just make sure that you wear something that is comfortable, maybe like a loose t-shirt, sweatpants that are nice, leggings, or even like loose pants. I have just been loving this Halara pants that I got actually from TikTok shop and it was on a huge discount. I'm actually planning to wear one of those pants because even though it looks like a trouser, like a work pants, it is actually really comfortable. For some reason, the fabric is just not super stuffy and I love that. I also started doing this when we were leaving Japan for Singapore. Our flight was in the evening, so I decided to do my nighttime skincare routine before we boarded. And since my flight from LA to Singapore is gonna leave at about 9:20 p.m. I think, I'm also going to try and do my skincare before I board the plane. The fifth tip that I have for you, and I feel like this might be an unpopular opinion, and that is to not fly directly to your destination. Make sure that you have a layover for a few hours somewhere in the middle of it. I used to actually like flying directly to my destination, but now that I have access to airport lounges, I like layovers now, and I even purposely plan my layover at the airports with lounges and at the airport that I've never been to before. Before moving on to the next thing in the video, I just want to interrupt this video really quickly just to invite you to subscribe to my channel. I think 98% of you who are watching my video is not a subscriber, and I would love it for you to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any of my future videos about Japan, about cruising, travel hacking, and so much more. I hope to see you on the next one, and now let's get back to the video. Tip number 6 is to use compression socks and make sure you get to get up and walk around and stretch during your long flight. My mom would always tell me that I need to get up and stretch, go to the bathroom, go to the galley or something, and walk around to stretch out my legs. I'm also going to remember my compression socks this time because last time when we went to Japan, I completely forgot our compression socks at home. I purposely bought it on Amazon like about a week before we go, and for some reason I just forgot about it. So I'm gonna make sure that I pack it in my backpack, or even I just wear it or something when I'm leaving from Vegas. Tip number 7 is to bring a sleeping mask or even an earplug, or if you like, a noise cancelling headphone. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in some other video, but I usually fly Southwest domestically, and if you've flown Southwest before, they don't have the TV or the entertainment center thing in front of your seat. So usually if you're flying at night, pretty much everything is gonna be a bit dark. People would still have their phone or iPad or computer to look at, but it's not as bright. And one time I actually flew from Boston to Vegas after a work event with Delta, and Delta has the TV in front of you, and I didn't realize how bright those screens can be. I was trying to take a quick nap, but I couldn't because it's just so bright. So if you're someone who is planning to sleep on the plane, make sure to bring a sleeping mask. And if you are also someone who's prone to waking up from noises and stuff like that, make sure to bring some earplugs or maybe even some noise cancelling headphones so you can just put it on, put your sleeping mask on, and drift to sleep. Tip number 8 is to make sure to bring enough water on the plane with you. Buy it at the airport, or maybe refill your water bottles at the airport, whatever you would do. I know sometimes you probably don't want to drink water while you are on a plane because you don't want to use the toilet or the bathroom inside a plane, but it's a 17-hour long flight, so you probably will need to use the restroom anyway. Number 9 is to not forget to bring everything that helps to moisturize yourself. So I definitely will bring some hand cream or hand lotion. I am planning to bring a face mask with me. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it because it's a little embarrassing to have a full mask on a plane. I've actually never done it before, but I know some people do because it obviously helps with the dryness and it helps moisturize your skin. So I might take one with me. And of course, last but not least, chapstick. That is always something that I would make sure that I have with me on my personal bag. Tip number 10 is to bring something that will help you go to sleep. I had actually a red-eye flight when I was 18 going from California to Indiana, and one of my seat neighbors asked me if I want to take a Tylenol PM. I think that's what it was, so it will help me fall asleep. I actually never really think about it because I feel like I could just sleep whenever I'm sleepy, especially if I am taking a red-eye flight. But sometimes I know people have trouble falling asleep on a plane because it's not comfortable. So if you have anything that will help you sleep, like a Tylenol PM, or I also like ZzzQuil, make sure you bring it with you so you can at least have a good night's sleep with one of those things. If you guys have a long flight from the US to Asia sometime in the near future, let me know which one of these tips that you will actually do or try to do in the comment below. And if you have made your trek to Asia before from the US, let me know what are some of the tips that you have to survive this long flight. If you want to watch another video of me planning my trip to China, make sure to click on one of these videos.